So, y'all, this episode today, this will be about loser syndrome. I've spoken about this before, and this is just a terminology that I made up, and this is just something I've noticed. Now, I've been a person that has always been, even in school and stuff like that, like a popular loner in that sense. And I'll say this, I've always felt like I was pretty. You understand what I mean? I'm not vain or anything like that. But I want to talk about loser syndrome because I think a lot of people are suffering from this and they don't know that they have loser syndrome. So I'm going to break down to you what that is and what that looks like. When people get bullied or harassed in their life, especially very young, it is because people see something special about them and they don't like the idea of someone else feeling special, especially if they cannot exhibit that quality. Whatever that characteristic you have or characteristics, multiple. And because of this, you have people that are stuck in loser syndrome, right? They feel like the highlight of their life was high school. I hate to break it to you, the highlight of your life should not be high school. It should be a highlighted moment. Sure, good memory, right? But to say that that was the best that you've ever experienced or could do speaks volumes of what you did not become, right? Or should I say what you chose not to become? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is I want you to see my point on this, okay? People to me who have loser syndromes are people who cannot ever get over something that has happened to them, okay? And it turns them into a loser. It happens to men and women every day. They suffer from this 100%. And I think the only cure is honesty, truth. You have to admit when you have loser syndrome so that you can change. But it's such a hard diagnosis, and because it's not, necessarily something that has been put in the books yet, it's just an idea that I created. I realize I'm going to show you examples, okay? Have you ever met people who feel like, oh, I was bullied in high school, so when I get out of high school, I'm going to prove to somebody I can be more. So what they do is they try to go around or hope to run into these same people who once bullied them at some point in their life, and they can't wait to say, ha, 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 I'm better than you now, I'm cooler than you. And they will fixate on the fact of whatever moment or highlight that you had, that they had over your life. So they are stuck in that mindset mentally. And because they can't let it go and just move forward, they want to show that said person, ha, look at what I am now. I got this, I got that, ha, 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 da, da, da. That's loser syndrome. Why do you care about a bunch of people who did whatever to you in high school? If they're losers, let them be losers. If they mistreated you, that's on them. That's just a bad reflection of their character. But I noticed this trickles real bad. It comes in the form of people who are obsessed with management. I've seen this in management at jobs, at places. And it's always some crazy man or woman who felt this way when they were in high school, and they can't wait to show you that, oh, I got this now, I got that now, I got this, I got that, ha, ha, ha. Look at your life and look at mine. And all I think to myself is, nobody gives a fuck what happened to you in high school and if you were bullied. That's going to sound mean, but it's true. You don't have to internalize people's disgusting behaviors. Who they are, let that literally be the last thing you think of. Be like, oh yeah, I remember that was the best that they could do. You can keep that to yourself. So then what you do is these same people end up being in places like management, and then they start harassing and bullying everybody at the job. And if they feel like you remind them of that same popular person or whoever that bullied them, they can't wait to be in your face and want you to kiss their ass and want you to do all this stupid bullshit at work because you don't give a fuck and you just want to do your job and go home. So then they continue to harass you and act like I'm the popular girl. No, you're not. You're a fucking loser that's stuck in loser syndrome. Nobody cares that you improved now. You should just be grateful that you improved. It's too many people that have this syndrome. I'm like, why are you a fucking loser? Why do you still care about approvals or people from the past or whatever happened in your life? And this is the part that's a difficult conversation because I realize there's a lot of people as adults that's really like this. And I'm like, why do you still care about that? That happened years ago. Why is that still on your mind? Because that's weird. A lot of people won't admit that that's weird behavior. It is. If you were in high school and that shit didn't happen to you like literally a year or two ago after getting out, and you're telling me 10, 15, 20 years has passed for some of you, and y'all still obsessed with trying to say, oh, that bully deserves to be punished and that's what's in your mind, baby, you need to go to therapy so you don't have loser syndrome. So you don't feel like I have to do everything in my life to prove a point to the one person who had the audacity to try to bully me or harass me or say something. No, you don't need to prove nothing to those people. Fuck those people. Okay? I'll show you how it trickles down with men. I've noticed that when men have loser syndrome, okay, it's usually some man that's a nerd or a perceived good guy who has this obsession with the pretty cheerleader. Okay? And he feels like, oh, she's so stupid and dumb and she's going to regret one day not being with me or dating me. No, she's not. Babe, no, she's not. She's not thinking of you because the truth is, majority of you men who were nerds or into that stuff in high school, you didn't have courage, baby. That's it. No one wants to tell y'all the truth. You did not have enough courage to step to the woman that you liked. So instead, you put this fantasy in your mind about who she is, what she's about. You don't know her personally, and she's only hanging around the people that she's around because that's what she knows. But instead, you want to make that woman feel bad and can't wait, and you hope that she ends up a single mother or broke or in some sad situation so you can say, ha ha ha, see, you should have chose me. You mean the man that never approached her. You mean the coward you that literally did nothing but assume things about her, never got to know her, never asked her to date anything. Now, whose fault is that? Okay? I'll give y'all an example. I remember there was this guy who I went to my trade school with, right? And we went to the same school for at least like 2 years. Now, in the time period where I was at this school, I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't really dating anybody. I really was just enjoying finishing my little trade program to the third because it was free. And I thought, oh, what a great benefit. In particular, I never forget, maybe like 2 years had passed. And this man messaged me on the internet, right? He DM'd me. And when I saw the message, he was like, hey, and I'm like, who is this? Mind y'all, there's no picture of him, nothing, some weird little picture of some grass, some weird shit he got, right? So I was like, who is this? And he says, oh, it's me. To which I'm like, hey, you, who are you? I don't know you. He's like, you don't remember me? No, nigga, I don't. What? You understand? So then he says, remember, I'm the guy that did da-da-da. So when he said what he said, I was like, oh, yes, I remember you now. Okay, how are you, right? He's like, oh, I'm good. And then he goes, I just wanted to let you know that I always liked you and I always had a crush on you. And in his mind, that was a compliment. In his mind, y'all, he act like, woo, let me tell you something. Men gonna get mad when I say this. Fuck you. How dare you sit on an emotion that you know that you felt towards me and said nothing? So you sat there knowing that you like me, waited until years have passed. I'm nowhere in the same city as you, don't live nowhere near you, just for you to tell me that you like me or had a crush on me. And you know damn well that you could have said that to my face. Ooh, I hate a coward. Whew. And a lot of men need to hear that. And I think he was so shocked when I said, fuck you to his face. And I was like, stop messaging me. You're fucking weird. Who does shit like this? See, a lot of y'all men gonna think that's mean. It's not mean. You sound insane for sitting on how you felt and then expecting someone to be able to read your mind when you should have just acted on the woman that you wanted or acted on the person that you desired or that you was into. You didn't. I said, you didn't send me not a flower. You didn't ask me on not no date. Nothing. You saw me for 2 whole years and just said hello and goodbye. What? Y'all, I laughed at him so hard. Why he was mad and tried to seek vengeance out on me like I'm a terrible woman or a terrible person. No, a lot of people need to hear this. That's loser syndrome. That's why y'all hope something bad happens to women who you never pursued or never did anything to actually make them a part of your life. You just sat there and either lusted or pined after her, did nothing, and then waited until you weren't in her proximity to let her know how you felt. You are a coward. What else would you call that? The reason why I'm bringing this up, y'all, is to let you know, move on with your life. You don't have to have loser syndrome. You can literally be whatever you want to be and create whatever it is that you want to create in this world. Stop letting that shit in your mind hold you back or the past or what people have done. Choose to be better. Until the next one.